Hello, everyone, and welcome to the latest installment of Sustainability Shorts, our rapid-fire interview series with changemakers and decision takers broadcast in the build-up to Climate Week NYC. I'm delighted to welcome two members of the Hitachi Group team, Michele Fracchiola, who is head of Global Environment Business Division, and Cameron Dormer, Business Development Manager, EMEA, Environment Business Division. Welcome to you both. Hitachi Group is a global leader in technology and industrial innovation, and today we're going to be diving into how they're driving environmental practices at the top level and on the ground. Let's find out more. To begin, tell us how you're integrating sustainability into your organization's overarching business strategy.
Thank you, Angela, and all your colleagues for this opportunity, first of all. I would probably address your question, starting first to set the scene about Hitachi. Is a very particular company, and Hitachi Group is a multinational, I like to say more multi-domestic enterprise with a global network of operation, an extraordinary range of products, solution, platform, with more than a century know-how and capability spanning in many different industries. As a corporate officer leading the Global Environment Division, myself and my team are contributing to Hitachi overarching mission to align and leverage all these strengths from all our business to tackle the issues that the world is confronting today and achieve the sustainability agenda. For this monumental task, then the point is, how do we make the difference? From my standpoint, there is an enabler that came in our time today, that is the digital transformation that can help us in really, changing, making a systemic and behavioral change. Why that? Because I am intimately believing that not only we have to invent a new solution to replace carbon emitting equipment or things, the way we do things, but in reality, we have to start changing behavior. We have to get rid of the bad habits. And that can only happen if you have awareness and you really can influence all of us to act in the world in a different way, in harmony with the planet boundaries. So people is, to me, the critical element, and leadership and engagement of all our team is likewise the most challenge task. In all of that, clearly, some may seem very complex, but sustainability is not a new concept within Hitachi. It has been rooted from day one in the corporate philosophy and identity. We always had as a purpose the improving people's quality of life with the technology that can foster a sustainable society. What is changing today is that there is a sense of urgency and acceleration, and broadly a consensus among many stakeholders, which didn't happen in the past. So that is where I think we are going to play. We know very well that our customers are reluctant to work with companies that did not commit to the sustainability agenda. The financial institutor and the investor do not put money according to the traditional way to value performance financially, but with the social and environment criteria. And among all of these, the human development becomes another key factor. Last but not least, young generation do make the choice. They want to work with companies that are sustainable. So all of that is giving us a big boost and confidence. In the last decade and more, Hitachi has diversified its business, divesting and investing to make sure all the business domain we operate are embedded with sustainability in their business strategy. So all we have done basically is to create three major pillars of our business domains that are all contributing to decarbonization and all the sustainability goals. One is the one that is, of course, addressing today, very hot, that is the electrical transition, the energy shift. And the other one is transport, the mobility. And the two are also interconnecting together. So one business domain is green energy mobility. Another one is actually decarbonizing by offering digital cutting-edge technology, for example, generative AI, so that we can improve efficiency of system that underpin society. And that sector is called digital system and services. And the third one is actually contributing to decarbonize cities, and even if more difficult, hard to abate industries, by creating a resilient and green supply chain. And that is the sector called connected industry. So first message is the business is very much implicitly with the sustainability mission and vision and the portfolio of solution offering. In addition to that, clearly we have to change completely the culture and we have to engage with people. So we have many actions. I would mention three of those. One is we have tied up to the traditional performance KPI. We normally give compensation to executive and also value the business, the sustainability achievement goals. So we walk the talk to stay prioritized. And into that of the social and environment, there is a special attention to the human capital development, specifically about acquisition, development of talent, promotion of diversity, inclusion, and equity. And not least, not last, is the fact that we want all the employees engaged. Second point, breaking silos, internally and externally. So in a big company like ours, there are silos naturally created between departments or between different views. That is mandatory, that are going to be broken, because what the world needs is to shape a new way to live. And to do that, we need an absolutely synergy and sharing of knowledge, because we can potentially provide a breakthrough proposition which doesn't sit in the traditional way we were doing business before. Last thing is the communication and engagement. CEO, executive, communicate vision and mission, but all our teams have to cascade down the sustainability goal progress on a monthly basis. So we give key information about the way we are proceeding with our sustainability agenda, so that everybody can really be embedded in their culture. How important is that for the company and so for the single people? Look, I want to conclude by saying that your question was how to integrate sustainability with business strategy. I want to get rid of the word integration. I think sustainability should be native in the way we define the business strategy. And so I like to conclude to say there could be something to be said in each letter of the alphabet, but I have chosen two, the P and the C. There are the 3P and 3C that I think we should be balancing in making a sustainable business. The 3P are people, planet, and profit, and the 3C is conservation, community, and circularity.
No, I love that. And I think I'm very much at the forefront of the conversation that's happening today. I think folks would also benefit so much from understanding a specific project you are all working on that gets at this, moving beyond integration, thinking about sustainability throughout the organization.
As I mentioned, the views domain are really the one that have to create the value proposition. Nevertheless, we also formulated a green strategy company-wise that is founded in two pillars. One are the action we do as a Green for Corn to make a green transformation of our way to do things in-house and the way we provision supplies and like energy and so on. Because it is clear that we are not going to be credible to be a lead actor in changing the way the world goes in a sustainable way if we are not able to demonstrate that we are the first to be carbon neutral and meeting all the sustainability. So Green for Core is one pillar of our project. Into that, there are, of course, the set targets for 2030 carbon neutrality, Scope 1, Scope 2, and overall supply chain, value chain from 2050. The other one is Green for Growth, which is actually the division I am leading. That is, I'm very passionate on that because clearly it gives us a big challenge in that we cannot solve on our own. So we are catalysts of getting the best of breed of what I said, the strengths within Hitachi, but also we have to embrace an ecosystem that we are going to get in open innovation schemes, startups, partners, co-creation with government and with partners. In doing that, you have also to work in changing the business model, because the way you have to cooperate cannot be as the traditional way. And so all of that is the two projects that really we are focusing on. And the big strategy behind that is that moving forward with Green for Core and Green for Growth, we are actually stimulating development of new green tech and expertise within the company.
Well, and I like the point you say, you don't do this work alone, right? You do this in collaboration with so many others. And so can you talk a little bit more about that collaboration? How are you working with other organizations to share solutions, to increase innovation, to, fundamentally make that a part of all parts of the business?
Yeah, I think we all recognize that the challenges we are facing in the world today cannot be faced as a single entity. Therefore, we are actively seeking partnerships for co-creation and collaboration, particularly in key strategic global partnerships with customers, partners, and governments. We can utilize and accelerate breakthrough innovations and bring it to the markets quicker. Some notable partnerships include this year is collaborating with NVIDIA to accelerate social innovation and digital transformation by combining Hitachi's domain solutions in operational technology and leadership in key industries in energy, mobility, and connected systems with NVIDIA's expertise in generative AI. Another very notable partnership is Hitachi and Microsoft. So we've announced a projected multi-billion-dollar collaboration over the next 3 years that will accelerate our social innovation and Gen I. Hitachi and Microsoft will support the energy transition with improved access to and strengthening of digital solutions for asset performance management, energy trading, and risk management to reduce downtime and increase profitability. So Hitachi Energy's enterprise software technology and its partnership with Microsoft is key to optimizing the energy network from generation through transmission and distribution, and ultimately in delivering reliable and sustainable energy to customers. However, when we talk about these partnerships surrounding AI, I think it's important to mention the carbon impact of AI, as the CO2 impact of AI is increasing dramatically. And Hitachi and Microsoft will work towards zero carbon, starting with a data center project in Europe to reduce environmental impact. Just to touch on a small project that ourselves, me and Michele, are working on, is how we're collaborating with our focus on the EV transition. So we plan to introduce industrial circularity into this value chain, as it is critical in this transition to implement circularity all across the value chain, from the upstream activities in the battery supply chain all the way to the end of life. So our digital Lumada platform is acting as a catalyst for innovative solutions across the business sectors, research and development, and startups to manage the life cycle of batteries from the traceability side, first use towards the end of life. So to summarize, at Hitachi, we are working with a vast amount of organizations to tackle these key challenges.
It's incredible to see the collective work that you are all working on, both with other partners and also internally. But the time for action, as we know, is really now. What are you doing in the short term to really reduce your emissions? How are you leveraging all of these partnerships? What can we say is being applied to the climate issue today?
Yeah, first of all, in terms of the data, we have exceeded our target in decarbonizing our own production and offices. So we are aligned to the agenda for 2030 and 2050. That's very important. So maybe I'll give you a few examples, practical, for the what I defined before, Green for Core, which is what we're doing to decarbonize our way of doing our activity, and then some of that we do to avoid the CO2 emission to our clients. Okay. So on the Green for Core, clearly the major, most important one was what defines Scope 1 and Scope 2, which is basically the way that you take energy that has to be green as a resource. And that we have done a lot in our factory, still a bit to be done. there are a plurality of different solutions, from either getting the green energy from the right utility supplier, or even self-generating wherever we had the space to create a photovoltaic field to actually have our renewable energy to self-sustain ourselves. And of course, thanks to our technology, also you need, when you have that, some storage so that you can use when you need. And that is also been done in many factories. The second one is clearly to optimize the way we do our production, our transformation activity, but also in our offices. So we are either replacing equipment to have equipment more efficient, so with the less use of critical resources like energy. An example is, imagine the heating. If you have a heat pump that are electrical and you take rid of the traditional way, you take rid, of course, of fossil combustion that is actually burning and heating water. But also the way that we organize our shift in the factory most of the time can change a lot, the way you actually create efficiency in your consumptions. We are also developing future innovation products that are, as a requirement, eco-design requirements, so that are aimed to extend the durability, longevity, but also the reuse and the circularity. And we have already few examples on that, of using material, for instance, for the train in the transport, that are recycling material. And we also have done a big pushing in our procurement value chain to certify and support also our suppliers to adopt and commit to a sustainability agenda for our goal. As far as what we do with our partners, with the customer, it's again kind of supporting what I said before about our business domain. An example is our Hitachi Energy under the green energy mobility is actually one of the major driver for allowing a grid to actually get the multi-energy that is coming from renewables. So we have a solution on that. We have a solution of battery storage, on energy management system. But more important, in the transport, we are really making a model shift. So not only we are making green train with the potentially less energy consumption and also recovery of energy. Think about, nobody think, but every time a big train is braking, is actually consuming energy, we have a recovery of that energy, which goes into the point of the sustainability. We have a battery train, but more important, we have to incentivize the modal shift from private use of private car to public. That is happening if you address first mile and last mile. So we have really thought about the multi-traffic, multimodal network, and that we have a few applications around the world already. So there are plenty, and the most exciting are also what is going to come next, because we work in hydrogen, for instance, and all other alternative sources. So very exciting agenda.
Well, thank you both for taking the time to talk with us today. Michele, Cameron, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, talking to you.